Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I first want to give thanks and appreciation to the Ohlone people native to this territory. Their treaties have still not been respected by the United States government, and we need to respect them now moving forward. So, once again, I'm here to be one of the first legally non-binary public office holders. Non-binary people are either trans, genderqueer, or intersex. Our president has currently said that people who identify as trans are not biological and have some deformity by nature. The people of the People's Republic of Berkeley 100% do not accept that definition. And so I want to give an excerpt from one of my articles during the Kavanaugh nomination, and it's called "Silence Must Be Broken on Gender-Based Violence," submitted to the Daily Cal. Near the end of his final term, President Barack Obama consoled a non-binary person coming out on live television saying, "You're moving in the right direction on gender equity, in part because of courageous and young people like yourself, so stick with it." This New Year's, millions of Californians, including myself, will celebrate the arrival of birth certificates, driver's licenses, and legal documents recognizing our gender marker X as legitimate thanks to the Gender Recognition Act passed in 2017. While this is historic for gender minorities across the spectrum, I'm afraid of what comes next. In 2016, members of Congress attempted to repeal federal funding for Planned Parenthood and the Affordable Care Act, despite millions of Americans depending on these programs to stay alive. These same people were silent as Brock Turner, a Stanford student who violently raped a woman behind a dumpster, was released from jail 1 year earlier. The UC system remains complicit in gender-based violence as UC Santa Cruz administrators encourage faculty to rent out their rooms in their personal houses to students for stipends. And despite the basic needs of students not being met, this same institution remains silent regarding the Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, known as FOSTA, which continues to push student sex workers into violent situations by legislating our bodies as contraband. As Brett Kavanaugh, an alleged rapist, continues to proceed towards a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court, women and gender non-conforming people must become political if we wish to see freedom in our lifetimes. And I'm going to allow you to read more, but please do read, because I can't lie to you. This is a very dangerous time, and we need to be prepared. On October 24th, I was arrested. Why? Because I decided to canvass in my district, which includes UC Berkeley, to ask a question to a political science colloquium, a Democratic-led class, on elections 2018. When I tried to ask the simple question, with the death of Neil Wilson, what would Mario Savio do? Instead of being considered as a candidate representing this district, I was thrown to the ground by a police officer and taken out of the room, threatening to be sent to Santa Rita jail. As a result of this cruelty, this defamation of human rights, and my First Amendment rights to speak, I've developed this position paper, which you can find on the back table for Berkeley City Council, which includes a formal adoption of the Berkeley Police Accountability and Reform Platform, community oversight, disengagement from Homeland Security funding, which the UC community is currently under, and implementation of action in trained mental health first responders while promoting protection of privacy as a human right. Unfortunately, the situation continues in the city of Berkeley, the city which first created the police department under August Wagner, which created the template for nuclear weapons with Lawrence Hall, but has also given us the tools for our revolution with People's Park. On November 5th, there will be welcome kiosks with both cameras on the front and back, putting undocumented and homeless students' lives at risk. When the first day they go to class, they will not know that they're being surveilled. They will not know that they're being surveilled in Trump's America. And this is the problem that we have today. And now I'm going to get really real with you, because this is our future. This is the future of our next generation of leaders, of the children who did not ask for this, of all of us here who did not ask for this, and we need to take a stand in 2018, because in 2020, Donald Trump already has the Supreme Court. Donald Trump already has 1/7 of all circuit judges. It doesn't matter if we try our best to win in this supposed democracy. We are an oligarchy. They are not going to let us win. And the last time the Democrats argued for a private organization right, as they've done in 2018, it was the 1940s, in which they stopped a single black man from voting in the Democratic primary. This is what will happen next. And so while I can talk to you about how UC Berkeley is the home of the free speech movement, is the first place, and really the most contentious place in our United States history, because we belong to the first and best public institution for research, I can tell you why that's important. But what's more important now is making sure that your children are safe. Making sure they know left from right, when to talk to the police and when to not talk to the police. Your children need to know that they need to be able to take in strangers when they're older. When there's climate refugees coming across our land, when people are flooding from the Mexican border against Border Patrol and they go to Canada, we need to make sure that the Green Party across this country is prepared to take on the right of a rainbow railroad. We need to make sure that people are safe. And that's why we're here. That's why we keep our promise to the 10 key values. Because we have the tools for a future that Democrats and the Republicans never had. And we're not going back. So thank you for joining me at People's Republic of Berkeley. Thank you for joining me in this land. Because I'm not going to stop until every single person is free. And I need you to know that while they have guns, we have flowers. And we'll grow through the concrete again and again and again. Thank you.